I'm Matt. I've been in crypto for 9 years, and we're all wrecked. We're all in the gutter. We are now live on TikTok, YouTube, and X as well. So guys, this is going to be your chat. This is going to be me and you. Any questions you have, any coins, you know I focus on the PulseChain ecosystem, right? Hugely bullish, biggest upside potential in all of crypto. 100x or more potential. Don't fade it. Do not fade the PulseChain community. Don't fade Richard Hart. And don't sell your future at the lows. We're at all-time lows, okay? PulseChain's wrecked. PulseChain's wrecked. Ethereum is wrecked. Prices are in the gutter. It's terrible out here, guys. It's rough, but hey, if it was easy, everybody in the world would be crypto rich, wouldn't they? Most people are too scared to even get into crypto, so if you're here right now watching, congratulations, you're actually here. You know, you actually care enough about your future. You actually understand that inflation is eating your purchasing power. You're never going to get ahead by just investing in 401k and stock market. That's great, but the stock market, if it goes up 10% in a year, well, guess what? Inflation just ate away your purchasing power 7-8%, maybe more, probably more, because people aren't really telling you the real inflation numbers. The inflation numbers in categories that matter: housing, food, oil. These are the categories that actually hit you the hardest. They're actually inflating at a higher rate. But global inflation, they average all the categories together. It's a hidden tax on the poor, okay? So the poor are getting poorer, the rich are getting richer. Why? Because the capital class, the class of people that owns assets, is the category of people that all the newly printed money is going to, right? Remember when those stimmy checks came out for, COVID stimulus checks? Well, the poor people, they spent it all on Amazon, right? They just blew it. They bought a new TV. They, just bought stupid stuff. And, the people that were savvy, the capital class, they bought assets. So that's what rich people do, and that's what crypto enables. Crypto enables everybody to have the same opportunity worldwide, globally. You could be in India, you could be in Russia, you could be in anywhere in the world, and you now have the opportunity to open a wallet, buy some crypto. Hopefully you've got a crypto exchange that's legal in your country. I know some countries make it very, very hard. But I think every country, even, like Iran and Afghanistan, I think there's still somehow, some way to get crypto. And if you can get crypto, you can enter into the capital class. You can own an asset that historically has outpaced inflation, right? Get some Ethereum, get some Bitcoin, and then consider getting into stuff with way more potential, stuff that's brand new, iterations on the stuff that already worked. I like Hex as a better Bitcoin, PulseChain's a better Ethereum, PulseX a better Uniswap. These are the narratives that I like. This is what I'm going to run with. This is what I'm sticking with. All right. And the more people that find out about this, the more people that onboard, guess what? The higher the price goes. That's how all crypto works. Oh, but greater fool theory. Well, guess what? You buy Tesla stock because you hope to sell it at a higher price. Oh, but they produce goods and services. Guys, every single asset in the world, the value of that asset is only backed by the shared fiction, the shared belief that that asset has value. I don't know if you guys have seen price to earnings ratios lately, right? PE ratios for something like Tesla, all the stocks, right? Think about what is a price to earning ratio. The price of the stock versus how much do they actually earn. Look at the PE ratios of stocks back in 1950, and then look at the PE ratios of everything now, okay? It's funny money. It's all inflated. The prices are way outweighing the earnings because all this newly printed money, it has to flow somewhere. So it flows into assets, it flows into real estate, it flows into crypto, securities, equities. Join the capital class. It's not too late. In fact, it's probably the best time to. If you're brand new here, you're watching, you're brand new to crypto, how lucky are you that you actually got to ignore all the lows, right? If you're brand new and you have no idea what's going on, hexpassiveincome.com, I've got a course for that. It teaches you everything. 0 to hero, seriously. If you're an absolute beginner, that hexpassiveincome.com, or you can book a call with me if you actually want to learn more about what's happening in crypto and maybe how I can help you with one-on-one. A lot of people want one-on-one mentorship, but guys, still the opportunity of a lifetime. It's still staring us in the face. We're either buying the dip, we're either buying or crying, right? Sometimes we're doing both. Sometimes I'm buying and crying at the same time. I'm like, no, please, not another dollar cost average. No, we can't just pretend that it's like all sunshine and rainbows, right? This sucks ass, to be honest. Nobody likes the price being down. And yes, guys, when it comes to the 4-year cycle, this time looks like it's different. It's official, guys. This time is different. We've never existed in crypto in a quantitative tightening universe. And 2, we've never had crypto in a post-ETF universe. Post-ETF means Wall Street can now manipulate the price of Bitcoin. They can manipulate the price of Ethereum. But on the bright side, for the short term, it's still going to pump, right? Look what happened to Bitcoin. $30 billion of inflows came into the Bitcoin ETFs. Let's say $5 billion comes into the Ethereum ETFs. We're still waiting on that, but it doesn't happen overnight. There's a couple month lag. So if you look at the date that the Bitcoin ETFs got approved versus when Bitcoin actually pumped, there was a lag, okay? There was a lag. Bitcoin had to convert. Grayscale had to convert, right? Grayscale had to convert their shares of GBTC into the new, BTC Trust. I think it's BTCE. I forgot exactly. So Grayscale converting involves them selling and dumping a lot of their old trust, right? Their old ETN, and buying into their new ETF. You have to wait for that to happen. On top of that, there's also just Rectember. September is usually a red month. Okay, sure. Before October. You got Rectember, October, as if that matters, right? You've also just got really macro stuff going on. Unemployment, everyone's got all eyes on unemployment and all eyes on the CPI. These are 2 data points that the Federal Reserve is closely tracking to figure out whether or not they move the needle on the one thing that matters to them, the one thing that they can control, which is the federal funds rate. And they can also buy back bonds and all this stuff. They can do yield curve control, which is really just buying back bonds at particular times. It's really just quantitative easing with extra steps. Okay, they can make it more official sounding. So the Federal Reserve is already going to do yield curve control, right? They're coming in for a soft landing at the Federal Reserve, which they might actually pull it off. Jerome Powell, Janet Yellen might actually pull off what's called a soft landing, meaning, inflation lowers slowly, unemployment is lowering ever so slowly, and hopefully with these slowing inflation rates and unemployment rates, they can jack up the federal funds rate by 0.5% maybe. Not too fast, right? If you do it too fast, you cause too much of a shock to the system. But right now, the macro analysis when it comes to the big indicators, right? Unemployment and CPI. Looks like we're coming in for a soft landing. Knock on wood. Pray to the crypto gods. Pray to the Federal Reserve, Jerome Powell. The thing is, nobody really knows how to do it right. It's an impossible job. Nobody knows. There's so many random black swans, geopolitics, China, Russia, wars going on in Israel, all this stuff. There's so much going on that we're kind of just like hoping and praying that that we don't have a hard landing. But they say the only constant in the world is change, right? And the only constant in crypto is volatility. The price you pay for the volatility the price you pay for the mad gains is extreme volatility. And people need to think about what that means, right? If people want the outsized returns, crypto is the fastest appreciating asset class ever. Fastest appreciating asset class ever. Think about it. It's pretty cool. But why isn't everybody just buying and holding and getting rich then? Because that's not what they're actually doing. They're not buying and holding. They're buying at the top. The price is going down. They're getting scared. And they forgot that, this is the most volatile asset in the world. So, they buy Bitcoin at 65K. It goes to 15K. They sell it, right? That's how most people actually work because they don't get long-term holding. The real people that are successful in the world are the people that can delay gratification the longest. And this goes for business. This goes for cryptos, right? That's why I'm sticking with PulseChain. I'm sticking with Hex, the whole ecosystem, for a 15-year time span. Most people can't fathom that, right? But would you be willing to hold PulseChain? Would you be willing to hold Hex for longer than 2 years? Longer than 2 years. Think about it. Would you be willing to hold it for 5 years, 10 years? What if World War III breaks out and we get our cycle cut short? Now, I'm not trying to FUD. All I want to say, let's get back to the bullish stuff. Everything is lining up. Billions of dollars of Tether was just printed on chain. Billions of dollars. The global liquidity cycle is ramping up. The money printer is going to go burr. As long as we don't have like a civil war or something. Like, please, no more assassination attempts. Please. No more black swans, guys. I feel like, man, when you have a black swan every week, right? When you have a black swan every couple of years, it just becomes like a regular swan at that point. Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm going to say hi to the chat here because I've been ranting for 10 minutes. Remy Guys says first. Exponential Gain says, hey, yo, hey, what's up, Anita? What's up, Red Bull? A coffee. INC $250 by Christmas this year. That's a tall order, Red Bull. That is a tall order. I wouldn't be surprised to see INC bleed out until the end of September, but I can see my crystal ball, right? I can see October and November being bullish months because of the election. And we all know that INC is the volatile one. All INC snaps up huge when it's ready to run because it's got lower liquidity and started from zero, you know. It was distributed from, there were no holders at first. So there's no weak hands to shake out necessarily. Also, fun fact about INC, the only people that can mint it are the people that believe in the core Richard Heart products like Hex, PulseChain, PulseX, because by bonding all the liquidity together, or Ethereum, if you bond Ethereum and Pulse together, you can earn INC in the yield farms. Check out app.pulsex.com. But you know, people sometimes ask me, like, if you could only pick one Richard Heart coin to pump to the moon, if only one out of the four, you've got Hex, PulseChain, PulseX, INC, which one would it be? This might confuse people, but I think I would say INC token. Why would I say INC token? Well, if people ape in to buy INC, then the smart ones that understand how to get it, how to mine INC, would probably just buy PulseChain, Hex, PulseX to mine INC, because they realize that if they're all liquidity tied together and you've got a web of liquidity where this coin is tied to that coin, is tied to that coin, where it doesn't matter which one pumps, they all pump together, then INC could be the star of the show. Now that's just my utopian vision, right? I don't expect people to all understand why INC is like the real secret sauce. But yeah, that's just in a world where if I had to pick one only, and I don't have to pick one, I pick all four, and I pick a couple other coins, guys. Shout out to the Gray's currency, right? You know, that whole ecosystem. It's not like groundbreaking tech or anything, but they've been pumping too. And you know, the one good thing I can say about them is, like, well, first of all, any price pump is good advertising, right? But in the early days, you know, you look at it and you're like, what is this ecosystem? You're like PTGC, just a bunch of tax reflection tokens and like a liquidity web. And the answer is like, yes, that's that's what it is. But I don't want to like that's saying it that way is discounting all of the energy and attention that those guys are sucking up. So when they first launched, I didn't intend for that community to become the energy vortex that it's become. And like lol, K for K just comes back just to chill INC at the top. LOL at that. Seriously, that's funny. But hey, aren't you just glad he's back, right? Better he's back shilling anything in PulseChain than, you know, just going away. He just went away for a while. Came back when the INC at the PTGC top. And he's an alien guy now. And I gotta give my respects to the alien ecosystem, okay? Somebody gifted me some UFO, and I've been watching it. And I see what UFO is doing, right? And people need to realize this, that we can't just say everybody building on PulseChain that's not Richard is like bad. Now, most projects are garbage, yes. And I didn't see the alien one as being anything special at first, but it's clear to me now that the team has no intentions of giving up. It's clear to me now that the UFO token is actually encouraging people to bond liquidity to Hex, PulseChain, PulseX, INC. It's encouraging people to bond to the Richard Heart coins. You can even get paid for bonding UFO to eHex, right? So if you have eHex and you want to bond it to UFO, you can do that. I'm not doing that currently, but because I can't really get a clear answer on how much APY there is. Like, I wish the website would tell you how much APY you get. But they're encouraging people to actually increase liquidity. So, you know, the real question, right, with projects is like, are you getting new members in, or are you just siphoning attention from existing projects? Right? That's what everybody wants to know, is like, well, is this actually adding value? Or are you actually like and for the alien guys, it's like, yeah, but it's probably net positive. Just like other things, right? They add functionality. Like you've got like the Fux protocol or 9-inch protocol. They've got V3 liquidity on 9-inch, right? We didn't have that before, so cool. New features and all that stuff, but also attracting liquidity providers. So the reason that it's good to have liquidity providers is because they're generally whales. They're generally larger holders. The people that get excited about LP opportunities typically have 6 figures or more, right? That's why I talk about it a lot, because I like putting my money to work in various places. And, you know, if somebody, let's say somebody doesn't want to join the standard Richard Hart pools, right? I don't know. I think the Richard Hart pools are great. You know, like I'm in PulseX, I'm in Hex Pulse, I'm in INC PulseX, I'm even in Ethereum Pulse. But for whatever reason, you know, different strokes for different folks. Maybe someone's got a big bag of eHex and they want to pair it with UFO token. Well, maybe they buy into the UFO narrative because they're, you know, you got some good storytellers over there apparently, and you bond the liquidity together, and then it creates more connections and more money on chain, more assets of value, more core assets of value on chain. Man, I went on a tangent there. I haven't even finished saying what's up to the chat. Who's triggered? Who's triggered, everybody? He talked about a coin that I don't like. Tax loss harvesting at the end of the year for Ethereum. Bitfinesse, good to see you, man. Love this guy, Bitfinesse, real OG. Most 2024 ETH buyers bought at prices higher than current levels. Downward pressure incoming. Tax loss harvesting at end of year. Yeah, well, it's not quite the end of the year yet, but yeah, all the people that did delay their taxes, like what a lot of like rich people do is they file for tax extensions, and then they probably have to start selling some Ethereum right about now. So Bitfinesse, smart guy. And so you look at Ethereum, right? You look at Vitalik. Everyone's all mad about Vitalik and the foundation just sold like $100 million of ETH. Vitalik just sold a couple thousand Ethereum. They got to pay their taxes, guys. I mean, luckily for Ethereum, there's enough liquidity to absorb that. And, you know, everyone's like mad. You know, you got pitchforks at Vitalik. You know, the foundation. The Ethereum guys, I mean, there's trouble in paradise right now. And it's interesting to see with Ethereum, too, because that's supposed to be the community that's like all rainbows and unicorns, you know, and everyone's all like, it's not very confrontational. There's not a lot of conflict. At least maybe there probably is. There's conflict in every community. Who am I kidding? I've just not been paying attention, but now it just seems like a lot of the ETH bros are pissed off because Vitalik is selling. But look, Vitalik is smart enough. He's not going to ruin the price. He's going to take what he needs. He's going to pay his taxes. Like Bitfinesse said, he's going to, but you know, you've got downwards pressure incoming. So, hey. 1900 Ethereum. Prepare your buttholes, everybody. God damn, dude. 1900 bucks Ethereum is it's possible because yeah, people are dumping. People are dumping, guys. It's not good out here. Ethereum, Vitalik had to sell, and a lot of other big players are, you know, Jump Trading, right? Jump Trading had to dump all their Ethereum because they were hyper over leveraged on the carry trade for the Japanese yen. So that was the first big domino, and now we're just going to see who else has to offload some of their ETH. Year end is always, it's always one of those times, right? The tax man cometh. He's coming for you. Unless you live in Puerto Rico. Is there still hope, Crypto Coffee? Yes, there is hope. There is hope, Ren. Don't you worry, there's hope. Oh, I'm so happy to have my voice back. Oh, man, I actually I caught the vid, guys. I caught the C word. I can't say the C word. How gay is that? You can't even say the word. I'm self-censoring on the internet because I don't know. Is it cool to talk about that? Anyway, I caught the C word disease, and I went to a wedding, and everybody was talking about, oh, they got sick at the wedding, and I'm like, oh, I'm fine. I didn't get sick. I never get sick. Ha. And of course, the universe just slapped me down as soon as I started feeling that way. It's like, nope, you get it too. And so I couldn't even talk. I thought I had like strep throat for a while, but a couple days of just, I don't know if you might be able to tell in my last couple of videos, like I was, those videos were very painful for me to make. Very, very painful. But no, it's like the first day in a week that I feel back to normal. Drinking all my water. Drinking my supplements. If you guys know me, you know I take a crap ton of supplements. And sometimes if you don't quit, you still lose. Sorry, vibes. Yeah. Look, you know, you got to take a swing. You only lose if you quit. Yeah, sometimes even if you don't quit, you still lose. Maybe. But you got to take a big swing, all right? It's the only hope we have. Millennials, Gen Z. I don't even know, I mean, is Gen Z even really in crypto yet? They're just kind of coming into the world. Gen Z, I'm telling you guys, don't be nihilistic. There is hope. There is hope for the future. By the time you're 30, 35, if you're investing in crypto at the age of 23 and you're investing at these prices, geez, imagine buying Ethereum now as a 23-year-old. I look at that like, oh, you have such a head start. Gen Z, millennials, Gen X, all of us. I'm talking to the old guys too, Gen X, even the boomers. We got to take a swing here because it's the only life raft from inflation. Inflation's out of control and censorship is out of control. And crypto fixes both of these things. PulseChain is the freedom of speech blockchain. PulseChain is real decentralized finance. It cannot be shut off. And it has a high probability of, well, not going to zero, first of all. And in the worst case scenario, oh no, we only do a 10x. Well, you could always go back to bonds. You could always go back to your, your Microsoft and your Tesla. I don't know, man. A 10x in a couple of years on the most conservative, and that would be like bad performance. You're not going to get that. You're not even going to get that in Ethereum, but you're probably going to get maybe like a 5x in Ethereum, hopefully. Fingers crossed. No civil war. You're probably going to get like a 5x in Ethereum. Maybe a 6x, maybe a 7. Like, can you imagine $20,000 Ethereum? That'd be pretty good. Miss La Prod says, try not to imagine RH with a better attitude when he was pumping Hex, and even post-chain he's off-putting. Now everyone's wrecked, blah, blah, blah. This coin that would work, but so-called marketing. Aw, are you sad? Try not to imagine RH with a better attitude. I'm not sure your posts make sense, but sorry if you're sad. Don't give up, bro. Or girl. I'm sorry. I don't know who you are. Richard has nice handbags. Coffee is the price of gold. You mean steady? Hasn't moved? Yeah. I am like the price of gold. I have not changed my tune. 100x Pulse. 100x PulseX. Done buying. Pulses perform like garbage. Okay. Hey, you're free to that, bro. You don't have to be here. No one's forcing you to buy. No one's forcing you to sell. I still believe, boys and girls. And girls. Buy a cat. They love you back occasionally. Well, they're lower maintenance than a dog. Ren says pDAI. Guys, pDAI. Let's talk about pDAI. I just bought 1 million more pDAI. I gotta admit it, guys. I'm gonna be honest with you. Oh my god, how I want it to be true. How I want it to be true. To me, there's just some unknown unknowns, okay? Number one was the maker vote. Like, did Richard really vote? And it's clear to me on chain that a sacrifice associated wallet owns the majority of the maker. And 9 Iron Capital actually just posted some proof that I need to actually, like, I'm the kind of guy that, like, I'm just smart enough to be dumb. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like smart enough to know that, like, I don't know something, but I can't just believe other people, right? I can't just believe other people. I need to go in there and actually see it myself. Like, I need to see the transaction. But I saw a transaction posted, okay, about pDAI, that the maker, the sacrifice address, basically bought up a bunch of maker tokens. That part I see that on chain. I've verified that myself. You know, they say in crypto, guys, don't trust, verify. So all these pDAI conspiracies, don't just follow people on the internet just because they say something. You got to look at the transactions on the blockchain for proof. You know, look at the actual proof on the chain. Don't trust, verify. Seriously. Because otherwise, this could be very irresponsible. If pDAI doesn't peg to $1 and people think it's going to, ooh, that would be really bad. That'd be real bad. But yeah, basically the maker, the large maker owner, basically put in a vote to make himself the only valid address, make himself like the king of maker of the voting protocol, right? MKR tokens, those are the voting tokens for the DAI protocol, for the MakerDAO protocol. Also, by the way, MakerDAO is updating to a centralized bullshit fake crypto version. Don't fall for it, guys. Stick with DAI, stick with USDL, stick with CST. I mean, Oh man, all these cryptos are selling out. Uniswap X, selling out. MakerDAO rebranded to Sky. They're selling out. They're selling out, guys. Not good to see. But what was I going to say? Oh, the second part of the pDAI conspiracy, the part that I don't understand, I guess, is how would an oracle be implemented to accurately judge the prices? And, you know, we're going to be watching that vault, because if that vault starts to get really seriously collateralized, oh my god, everyone's just going to ape into pDAI. Like, the way it would go is that everybody would just be so insanely rich that it would spill over, and the people would end up being the ones that would pump all the core assets. And it's just it would be such a beautiful magnum opus for Richard Hart that when I think about it, it just makes me, it brings me like ecstasy. Seriously, like it would be, and that's why I'm so hesitant to admit it, or to, you know, to believe it. Because it's like really too good to be true. If it's true. If it's not true, don't get wrecked. I got a little bit of skin in the game, and I'm watching. I like my protein dye. Hello, Coffee. Hello, Sandy Beach. Good to see you. Bit Finesse. Bean and potatoes are still under $2 a pound. Lots of inflation can be dodged, but not forever. That's right, man. I could eat rice and beans every day. I love rice and beans. Not a huge fan of potatoes, but they do have some, I mean, there are some B vitamins in potatoes. A lot of filler, though. French fries don't count, boys. French fries are not bastardized potatoes. Bit Finesse has got beans and potatoes 3 times in a row. You still eating healthy, bro? I'm sure you are. He's the most jacked truck driver you've ever met. Zapper says, wild Alaskan salmon is so expensive. Yeah, but it's good, though. It's good quality. It's good stuff. You can get some good salmon from Washington State. We're living in a world of fast fashion. Repetition is a form of change. What do you mean by that comment? Repetition is a form of change? Not sure what you mean by that. Zapper says, when RH models SEC scalp? I also don't understand what that means. You guys are not making any sense. Not holding with significant gains, plenty of other stuff pumping. We are encrypted to get rich quicker, not get rich in the same rate as the stock market or worse. Sure. Okay. I mean, that's why we're here, right? Outperforming the stock market. There are things pumping right now. There's always something pumping in PulseChain. Like I said, the alien guys are doing all right. pDAI was also dipping for a long time, but I think it just erased about a month's worth of gains. Or losses, rather. Yeah, pDAI just erased a month's worth of losses in like a day. It went up 60% in one day. Still very far off from the all-time highs. I mean, hey, even speculatively, if it just goes to a penny, I'd be happy. But my God, can you imagine? Can you imagine the glory of Richard? If there was really a grand plan from Richard, my God, it would be beautiful. But again, that's why you can't just like have these like crazy high hopes. You gotta, hope is one thing, but verification is another thing. Ex-PulseChain believer since 2019 from the Philippines. Cool, Emmanuel, cool. I'm a believer as well. I think it's gonna work out for us. Hey, it's all about messaging, really. You've got the products already, right? PulseChain is a cheaper, faster Ethereum. For people that don't know, PulseChain is a fork, a literal clone of Ethereum, but cheaper and faster. You don't have to sacrifice security because it's not an L2. L2s are centralized, L1s are decentralized. It's the freedom of speech blockchain. It's real DeFi. And it hasn't even pumped yet. It's brand new. Also, it's the world's biggest airdrop. And for the conspiracy theorists out there, of which I am partially one as well, there's a whole bunch of copied over PRC20 tokens. But first of all, you got a free airdrop if you're new here, right? If you held any Ethereum coins on May 13th, 2023, you've got free copies of those coins with a non-zero value, especially if they were the core DeFi coins, you know, like Wrap Bitcoin, Aave, Maker, DAI especially. The way I look at it though, it's like the pegging, like theoretically, like if pDAI really does peg, then what about all, like, do all the other ones peg too? Like it almost feels like they would. I don't know, guys. I don't know. Look, I want to believe, but I'm also aware of my own wanting to believe. That could just be desperation, right? It's going to be a Merry PulseChain Christmas. I hope so. I hope so. Owl Pacino. Owl Pacino. I like that name. All crypto and gold will be confiscated by your local AGI-powered community planning commission. Saving anything is a waste. It's very dystopian, but yeah, you know. Your artificial general intelligence-powered community community planning commission. It's going to steal all your crypto and gold. Man, if you believe that, then what's the point of anything ever at all? It's funny though. I like to save glass bottles for reuse. Good job, Zapper. LOL, my 3K is worth 36 bucks. Oh damn, you must have bought the absolute top. And you didn't TCA. Let's see. Don't just underestimate what 36 bucks can do. At least you didn't sell gold to buy Hex. Lol. Can get me to Taco Bell maybe. Look, I'm making this video at the all-time lows of PulseChain, so I'm gonna have an angry chat. I get it, guys. Just want you to know I'm still here. I'm still here shilling the value props every single day. Repetition, right? PulseX, it's got a buy and burn function. Imagine if Uniswap didn't take all the fees for themselves, but instead distributed it to buying and burning the actual token. So imagine if UniToken actually did anything useful. That's what PulseX is. PulseX gets bought and burned on the open market by a smart contract based on the amount of volume that goes through the contract. So if more people are trading on PulseX, more of it is bought and burned by the buy and burn bot contract. What does buying and burning do? Makes the price go up, makes the supply go down and the price go up. Those are the two possible best things you can do for price. That's the value of PulseX. And it's brand new, by the way, only a year old, has not pumped yet. So that's why people like PulseX. But what I'm saying is that, you know, if we don't get the message out there, if we don't market, if people don't, and this goes for every crypto, right? It goes for every crypto ecosystem. You know, Bitcoin and Ethereum are the most household names right now, but you've got people talking about all kinds of different cryptos. You know, you've got channels talking about XRP, Phantom, all this stuff. I mean, some of it's varying degrees of shitty or not shitty. But having a good product is one thing, but also telling a good story and getting good marketing is another thing. So, trying to brainstorm ways to punch out, right? How do we reach outside of the ecosystem? Because there's still, guys, 99% of the world does not own crypto yet. So we need to get out of our echo chamber, realize this. New people coming in are way more valuable, especially new whales. If you're a new whale out there, right? Let's say you've got like $10 million. Maybe you and a couple whale buddies get together. You guys can pump the crap out of the PulseChain ecosystem. There's only about $30 million of stablecoin liquidity on the buy side right now. Which means, you know, you could, for $300 million, you could 100x the price. For $250 million, could 100x the price. Sounds like a lot for some people, but for institutional money, for whales, it's barely any money at all. So targeting the big boys could be a game changer, right? That could be the spark that, you know, and retail just adds, what retail does, guys, is it's just like gasoline on the fire. Like when one big whale comes in, all the retail plebs that were out, like sidelined, all the soy boys that were sidelined, right? They were too scared to buy the dip. They buy the tops. People don't realize, you know, how much people love to buy the tops. They love to buy the tops. See you being all positive, you ain't gonna starve. I'm not gonna starve, no way. Yup, LMAO. Royale with cheese. Yeah, that's what they call, you know what they call a Big Mac, or what is it? You know what they call a quarter pounder in France? Pulp Fiction. Dude, I mean, man, 36 bucks, yeah. Won't even get you much Taco Bell anymore. Remember how there used to be $1 beef and cheese burritos or whatever, 5-layer burritos. Now they're like $6, dude. Inflation's real. pDAI. Everybody loves pDAI. Need to meme that UFO in October. Hey man, there's going to be a lot of UFO stuff coming out in the mainstream media. Some of it's going to be fake, some of it's going to be a psyop, but I actually do believe that, government's got alien technology. I am crazy. I'm one of those guys. I mean, when you look at some of the stuff, some of the evidence that's coming out, guys, it's pretty hard to ignore. So hey, maybe the meme coins, maybe the alien memes might line up nicely. Just shout out to that team, guys, because that team is an example of like a team that actually is getting more people interested. Yes, they're probably sucking a lot of existing PulseChain people into it. K4K, lol. But they're also getting new people. I believe they must be, because otherwise how would the price be outperforming, right? Unless really everyone's just putting all, unless it's all just PulseChain people putting fresh money into UFO token, which I hope it's not. I'd like to be optimistic about them. I'd like to be. Zenith until it makes new all-time low. The beard is coming in nicely. Oh, thank you, Zenith. Thank you. This is going to be for... You guys can meme me for when we have green candles. Oh, yes, green candles. Since you're a Hex OG, do you notice any difference in the community from the early Hex community and the PulseChain community? Were people as impatient as they were now? I think the difference is, like with Hex, you had one coin. That's really the difference, right? And also with Hex, you had a pump. Like Hex was up like 20x or whatever by 1 year later. So everybody like that was early, they were excited about it. So there were enough people that were early that were already excited to keep getting the snowball rolling, or keep the fire burning. Now you've got like people that, part of it was a sacrifice. Part of it was people, when they sacrificed at the top, at the previous cycle top, they had expectations that, oh, the Hex guys could do it, right? It must be easy, right? It must just be like PulseChain's going to do the exact same thing. I mean, I even told people about like, PulseChain's probably going to have a dip 3 to 6 months after launch. You can go look up old videos. I tell people like, you can wait for a dip 3 to 6 months after launch. Now, did I have any idea that the dip would be this long and this drawn out and this bad? No, but one of the reasons is that, short-term thinking, right? You got people that wanted instant gratification. These things don't go straight up and to the right, but apparently a lot of weak hands needed to be shaken out. We've seen a lot of people capitulating, but some of the people that didn't capitulate, some of those people that didn't capitulate just started their own projects because they figure, well, oh, okay, if I can't be early, I'm just going to do my own thing, right? So you've got a lot of people that start tokens, right? They call everyone grifters. There's some people that start businesses, and then there's some people that start tokens, right? I think grifter, it's a funny word, right? It's like, I think it really depends on it. Malicious intention. Is there malicious intention, or is it, like most people don't actually think that they're scamming people. But some people are just straight up scammers, And so everybody's fragmented. Everyone's got their own little pet project now. Everyone thinks they can be a founder. Some people are doing good. Some people are doing terrible. It is what it is, right? So going from a single coin to a multi-coin ecosystem, nobody knew, and then Richard Hart's not there to bang the drum, right? So the PulseChain community is kind of everyone, the people that didn't want to continue with the Richard Hart coins. Some people just figured it'd be easier. Oh, I'm going to make my own token, right? I'm going to make my own token. And then you're like fighting for a limit. Basically, they're fighting for the same amount of attention within a closed system. Whereas I'm trying to say that outside of this closed system, there's infinitely more attention to be tapped into outside of our tiny little bubble. There's maybe 20,000 people? Like 30,000 people in PulseChain? So you've got, look, and I'm giving my respects where it's due. Okay, if you're able to get enough attention and establish your dominance or your sub community, or maybe you build a cool DeFi protocol that actually adds value. Hedron. Hey, shout out to Alex Hedron. I like Hedron. I think it's cool. There's a lot of projects I do find interesting. Mafia, that project, pretty cool. But you know, you've got a limited number of people fighting for a fixed set of attention rather than going outbound and trying to get in new people, and a multi-coin ecosystem, and like I said, a lot of front-loaded, short-sighted, paper little weak hands, little lettuce soy boy hands that got in the sacrifice. Like, what if PulseChain didn't pump till 2027, right? Would you be angry? Would you go on the internet, be super angry, or would you actually be down to hold that? Think about that. Like, how strong are your hands? Like, you know what I mean? I'm holding this thing till like 2035. So, but obviously, if this doesn't pump a little bit, I think it's going to pump when ETH pumps. Nearly positive it's going to pump when ETH pumps. You know. Hex holders were well in profit right now. Pulse community is still down bad. Going to be a massive difference. Yeah, that's exactly AGMI. That's the answer to that question. It's a good answer. Hex holders, the early holders, right? The very early ones. Also, you know, Hex launched in like quantitative easing environment. It launched like right around like the COVID dip where they just started printing money to oblivion. So Hex had a crash, you know, in that March of 2020? 2020? Yeah. And then helicopter money just started falling out of the sky. And that really helped a lot too. That helped a lot of tokens go up. It helped Shiba, you know, it helped everything. We need Groucho Marx to rise from the dead and give a pep talk with sarcasm and slap to the face wit. Who's Groucho Marx? I'm too young for that reference, bro. Hexico Yacht Club and PR might be on the horizon in 2026. Zenith, call me about that. If you're serious. Which word of rectember do folks not understand? Yes, this is rectember, guys. Get ready for more downside. I'm praying to the crypto gods that we don't have it, but hey, be ready for anything. Man, I am way behind in the chat here. Way behind in the chat. Glad you're feeling better, Coffee. Thank you. Matt says, thank you for the great content. Watch your channel grow in close to a year now. It's been insane how fast you've grown. Very well deserved. You've earned a 10x. Thank you, Matt. I do it for people like you. And also, I think I'm going to be hiring like a professional video editor to take my stuff to the next level. Not for shorts, but for actual content. We're going to see, guys. We're going to see. That's when it comes to reaching more people, right? You got to break through as a... Because, I mean, everyone's got to ask, like, what are they doing, right? Some people are doing marketing. Some people are building. When it comes to crypto, right? What do you do in crypto? Some people are trading. Most of the traders are losing. But, you know, people are either, like, have a business, right? Like, I'm selling info, right? I'm making content, trying to get more people onboarded. And I do onboard a lot of people, right? But at a certain point, a lot of people, including myself, like, we plateau, right? We plateau as content creators, and I think that the way to get the next leg up is to hire a real professional video editor and tell more of a story, right? And plan out more storytelling, and just do it that way, because it's got to appeal to the niche that you're already in, right? Like, you guys all watching, you guys are like my core followers, right? Shout out to all you guys. 500 people watching. It's amazing. It's like I'm talking to a whole auditorium right now. But you know, then there's like the casual people that maybe they're kind of into crypto. Hey, let's see what that coffee guy has to say today, you know? But then there's the brand new people. The guys that are like, oh, I'm just into stocks, or I'm into football, or like sports betting, or I'm just a regular dude. You know, how do you get those people in? And I think it just starts with telling good stories. And to tell a good story too effectively, I mean, the script and the language is one thing, but up until now I've been a one-man show. And so I think it might be time. I really hate working, like, a lot of other people don't do the best job, or they're not worth what they say they're worth. But I think I'm onto something. I found a website called, what's it called? Paired? P-A-I-R-E-D. And they source talent from overseas. So we're gonna see how that works, guys. Ultra Bullish says, we are here to win. Yes, we are. We're here to win, boys. We're here to win, and you don't win by selling at the low. Word up, Matt. What's up, Holmes? That's literally his name, is Holmes. What up, Holmes? Gen Z is 97 to 2012, so the elder Zoomers are learning about payroll and how to do those W-2s. Hey man, Zoomers, welcome to the real world. It sucks, I know. Welcome to the real world. Every day for 8 years straight, I planned my escape from the rat race by investing into crypto little by little. You might be able to do it sooner. If you don't fall for shiny object syndrome, long-term holding, dollar cost average into the right cryptos over time, you might be able to get out of the rat race even quicker than me. I mean, I think, well, 9 years, I guess. I spent 9 years in the rat race. But the entire time crypto was like my side hustle in some capacity. Sometimes less, sometimes more. Dude, if you're a Gen Z, man, you're actually lucky. It's not as bad as you think. I know you get to the real world and you're like, holy shit, these people are just working until they're 40, like working for 40 years and then like until they die and just doing something that you hate. It's like, yeah, a lot of people will do that. And some people love their jobs. Good for those people, right? But some people want, a little bit more, or they want a little more sense of adventure, or they want a little more freedom. And I think there's opportunities, whether you build on crypto, whether you start content on crypto, whether you just invest in crypto. There's so many opportunities that crypto really does offer. You just got to believe that there's brighter times ahead. It's really a 1 or a 0. Is crypto all going to 0? Or is there a brighter future ahead? They're going to keep printing money. The money printer will not stop going burr. So that seems like an easy bet to me. Could have been worse. You could have got the monkeypox. Not me, sir. I know how you catch monkeypox. Think I'm safe on that one. I'm fine with a 10x, actually. I am fine with a 10x, but I know what's possible, man. Seriously, $250 million will 100x the price. I don't look at $250 million in the grand global liquidity as that much. But yeah, 10x would be great, sure. Chi-Town into house. That's right, Holmes. That's right. Let's see. Just saw you posted about Maker rebranding to DAI and fake stables. Strong narrative for pDAI. I mean, dude, if pDAI actually does peg, it would technically be like, it would be semi. I mean, if Richard is the only Maker voter, then it would be kind of centralized. But you could probably bet that Richard's not going to do anything to destroy the DAI stablecoin. Survive till 25. Eccentric views. That is right, sir. Survive until 2025. Will YOLO at least 2 million pDAI? I think I've got just over that now. I bought 1 million more. I had 1 million, bought 1 million more. I had to look up word up because I'm so old I didn't even know what it meant. Dude, word up isn't even like common slang anymore. Word up is like people older than me. But I know I get it. I got pDAI at 4 zeros and I've taken profits, so I'm just riding it. Congrats on the profits run. Congrats on anybody that's made profits during this bear market, right? I've been making yield. I count that as profit, right? It's just money printers. And I've made some profit on some coins, right? Like Orange Man, good. I'm trying to think I have a good feeling about this like X token. There's a token called X, which I know it's a shitty name, right? It's a shit because like when you look it up on Dex Screener, you can't because the name is just X, like the letter X. I have nothing to back this off of. This is only intuition, but it seems to be loosely related to those UFO guys. And if those UFO guys are as good of an attention vortex as I think they might be, then if this is their new thing, it's still pretty new. It's only like a couple weeks old. So, got my eye on that one as well. No idea what it does. I mean, I think they're forming another liquidity web, of course. But hey, people like that. For some reason, people like that. So I'm not going to ignore a trend if I see it coming. Oh, and the Titan X guys. Shout out to the Titan X people that actually pumped. Man, I didn't think it was going to pump that early. I was waiting for this Pulsar project to come out, but I think some other project called Dragon X came out. Like, I'm not super like long-term bullish on Titan X, but anybody that got in early on those long-term 280-day miners, I think for me this is a good time to exit. Right? I tried a couple out as a test run, just to see what the thing did, and I did max length. Right? Now they came out. I'm in a little profit, and then the price started running up, and I've just been in a single-sided liquidity position making a ton of fees on that, and hopefully exiting at like another couple of X's. So shout out to TitanX. I mean, for the long-term viability, still very suspicious. You know, when you got to keep building other projects to get people's attention, I don't, you know, it's just like Zen is a perfect example of like TitanX is like a better designed version of Zen, but it still has the Zen-like qualities that I really don't believe in. But hey, you know, gains are gains. Some people are making gains. T-Bird, what's up, T-Bird? How you doing, man? Holmes says, hey, Matt, it's a hip-hop term. Word up. Yeah, I guess it is a hip-hop term. Came from hip-hop. Hey, Coffee, what's up? Bitcoin Chris. Sir Coffee, good day, my friend. Hey, Access Alive has joined the chat. Hello, sir. I recommend viewers use dbank to find out what coins whales are bonding together via LP. Yeah, so fatty.io, phatty.io, and then also dbank.com. These two blockchain explorers are going to be your number one tools if you want to do in-depth blockchain analysis. And it's actually even, dbank is very useful for PulseChain as well. But for all those other protocols like liquid loans and like Hedron, all your hex staking, all the stuff that dbank doesn't have, fatty.io does have. So those two combined are for the power users, you know what I mean? Strength bonds to strength. Whatever do you mean? How cryptic of you, Access Alive. Also, play around with the new PulseX info page update. Look into your favorite coins. Yeah, the PulseX info page is better. It's faster now. Ryan Lopez, what's up, brother? Hey, it's good to see Ryan Lopez again, man. Another OG that I haven't talked to or seen in a while. November 5th, the markets will turn bullish again. Historically, 200 days after the halvening is when markets heat up. This year, it is November 5th. Ryan Lopez, that's good. I'm going to say that one more time. Historically, says Ryan, 200 days after the Bitcoin halvening is when the markets heat up. We got to realize that's a good point. We're still in a post-Bitcoin halvening lull. There's always a delay. Like there's a delay in the ETFs, right, before the ETF inflows come in. But there's also typically a delay after a halvening year where the prices don't just pump immediately right away. So November 5th, that's the date to watch. Thank you, Ryan. That was actually very valuable. I'm going to use that. I'm going to maybe tweet about that. Go follow Ryan Lopez on Twitter, guys. T-Bird says, feels like this will probably be the last month of pain for the Echo. If I had $1 for every time I thought that, T-Bird. Part of me wants to just make like a I quit crypto video. Then maybe we can go up. Sacrifice me. Sacrifice me to the crypto gods. Axis is up 116% over Pulse in 38 days with over 770K in bonded pairs. Millions of dollars via connected pairs. Soon this coin will come alive. $ alive. That's another community that I forgot to mention. The Axis Alive tokens seem to be surviving and doing pretty good. They're paired with like, I think some of Randy Hilarski's tokens, like Nope and all that. Those guys aren't going anywhere. You know, those guys aren't. You know, I think they're I think they're in this for the long term. Let's see. Ryan Lopez, what's up? Also happens to be the U.S. election. Oh, wow. November 5th is also the date of the election. That's cool. I'm with Ryan. Yeah, everyone agrees with Ryan. Let's see. pDAI will never peg. We need 22 billion. Okay, well, yeah, 20. Stop being delusional. Robert Jake, thank you for your comment, sir. $22 billion worth of value. Let's see. Who has $22 billion worth of value? There's a guy named, his name begins with an R and ends with an H. He basically minted 90% of all the PulseX and Pulse coins for himself, just like he minted 90% of all the hex for himself. So if again, this goes back to the Oracle, right? You need a working Oracle, which, again, I don't know how that would be done. I don't know if it's possible. It might not be possible. Right? So maybe Robert's right. Maybe we need to stop being delusional. But if, theoretically, in a magical world where there was an Oracle that actually worked, Richard would have enough coins to back that. Right? He would have enough money via having that pulse. let me show you guys something, all right? Look on the screen right here, all right? Look at the supply of Pulse. 136 trillion Pulse, okay? 136 trillion Pulse is the total supply. Now, what if we exclude the origin address? The circulating supply of Pulse is 16 trillion Pulse, all right? Which means 136 minus 16 trillion, that means there's 120 trillion Pulse in the total supply that's not circulating. Oh, well, if it's not circulating, then who has it? I think it's the big man upstairs. Million, billion, let's see, trillion. So what's 120 trillion times 0.00004? That's about $4 billion. $4 billion, right? So, oh shit. Well, guys, I'm gonna move my camera just died, but there's billions of dollars worth of coins that the origin address actually does have, which would potentially make that. And this is all the conspiracy, okay? So I'm not buying into it. I'm not buying into it full-fledged, but you just got to realize that those billions of dollars would hypothetically come from the origin address tokens. UFologist says Hex OG's crawling out of the woodwork. Well, you know, you can't deny the pump, right? Can't deny a good pump. Hey, Hex, or a Wild SJ. Really great to see you. A Wild SJ appears in the chat. That's awesome to see. Crypto Stylist is in the chat. What is going on, everybody? Crypto Stylist, guys, look, I know my video froze. I wish I could say hi to you guys, but I'm gonna get going because my video froze, and I think that sucks. So great to have all you guys. Hex Monkey, good to see you. Pineapple, good to see you. DJ Pollywood, great to see you. Herbert, good to see you. Pineapple, guys. No more times for questions. I have to fix my camera. Oh man, it's really annoying because I wanted to keep talking, but I'll make sure my camera has more battery next time. Stupid camera. Hey, make sure you like, subscribe, share the video, leave a comment. I'm excited to keep making great content for you guys. I'm excited to keep spreading the word. Keep talking about PulseChain, PulseX, INC. It's the opportunity of a lifetime. I firmly believe that. When it comes to crypto, right? This is where you want to be. This is the cult that you want to be in. Join the best crypto cult of all time. And congrats to all the people that are pumping out there. UFO guys, Axis, whatever, Teddy Bear, B-Roots, whoever you're following. As long as they're making noise, as long as they're adding value, I think it's a net positive. See you guys on the next one.